been 2 months.
2 months later, we come back to this crazy Dyatlov investigation.
In the exact same outfits.
Yep, we wore the same outfits today, even though it's been 2 months.
Yes, so part 3.
Yes.
So you need to go see the first 2 parts of the Dyatlov Pass incident PowerPoints to understand what the heck is going on, because it's very confusing, very interesting. A lot of Kelsey's taking notes.
Yeah, the notes here are helping us through remembering who's who.
Yeah, remember who's who.
That's the only thing we really need to remember. The rest we can take as we go.
Yes.
But this is pretty chilling so far. The bodies that have been discovered in the snow here.
Very unusual.
And we're coming up on another group of corpses discovered later.
I said the tent was the most interesting. I think these bodies are the second most interesting.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Suspicious. Interesting. So 2 months later, they come back. The snow is melted. It's May. So they're taking out the avalanche probes. This is when the sappers come in. So like the military guys who
Checking
are usually
for
like
landmines and stuff.
Yeah, they're usually checking for landmines. I will say the group asks for military help. They send them, I think, very overqualified people. That's in my opinion.
I would say overqualified. I don't know. Maybe because it's a difficult 3. An average person can't do that.
Wait, what?
I said it's a level 3 hike.
Oh, level 3 hike.
So it's a very difficult hike. So they wouldn't send like an average person.
They were though. Like it was like people from the nearby town.
Well, they have that, but I would send military people too.
Yeah, and they also
I think it makes sense that they have military because they're the ones who are going to be the ones who can actually do this.
Yeah.
But they didn't have these military folks until they came back 2 months later.
No,
is that what it was, or were they there from? Okay.
So this the military release steps in a lot before these 4 bodies are found. Mm-hmm. If that means anything, I don't know. But they are doing their avalanche probes, and they get to the ravine. So the ravine is like a riverbed, right? Little creek bed. A whole bunch of snow has like been blown and like drifted up, kind of like a triangle against the ravine. And they're doing the avalanche probe here, and they find some stuff. Not yet. In a future slide. So May 5th, they find the remaining 4 hikers. There are a bunch of conflicting accounts on how they were found before the avalanche probe. It was either like a Mansi local and their dog. They were part of the search party, and they had found like a trail of clothing leading to the ravine. Mm-hmm. Some people say it was the military, a military search party who found this trail of clothing. Some people say it was the students who found it. But this could be like separate parties. Like the students could have been like the ones doing the avalanche probe, and they weren't the ones who found the trail. It's all very confusing. Nobody
really claimed credit in this way that lasted in the record here.
Yeah. But just southwest of the big cedar tree, they found the right leg of a cotton sweatpant, the left half of a woman's brown sweater, and then the right half of that sweater further along. And there are some like cut up trees, like they were collecting branches as they went. So why do you think they could have been cutting clothing in half?
I don't know. If they're cutting it in half, it's only one leg cut off of the trousers.
Yeah, I don't know why they're leaving them.
Yeah, leaving them I don't get.
Yeah.
I could see something about like having the frostbite worse on one side and trying to like consolidate and just kind of triage and let the other side take the brunt for a while the side that's worse is safe. Yeah. I don't know.
I think
and they were cut, not ripped.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this group has the knife. We assume. The knife is never found, allegedly. Yeah, I think they are like wrapping their feet like makeshift shoes.
Yeah, okay.
So they follow this trail, and it leads to the ravine. And this is an example of, this is a terrible picture, but the very short young trees, like their tops are cut off. So they're collecting branches as they go. And they're part of the trail of clothing, there were like branches that fell.
Yeah.
It also could have been dark, so they dropped some of the clothing. They couldn't like find it.
That's true. That could be possible.
And are they taking branches hoping to build a fire when they get to somewhere safe? Is that what they're trying?
You'll see. They did build something. They found a den, a snow den. Kelsey, do you know what a snow den? You lived in Alaska.
Oh, yeah. The military does that when they're in Alaska in the field.
Exactly. It is a military strategy. And we know that Sasha was in the military, so we think this might have been his idea. So
that's the first thought I would have done in Alaska is get down to the ground because it's warmer, get deeper.
And they did this in like the snowdrift of the ravine. So this is where the deepest snow is. So they like, it's kind of like an igloo where like there's a small entrance and a place inside where you sit and warm air rises. I don't understand.
Somehow that's just physics and
Well, yeah.
you
Yes,
get warmer.
It's
Yeah.
a lot warmer. It's crazy how much difference it makes.
And there they found this little mat they made out of like the same, I think it was birch and fir trees that they had been like collecting along the way. So they create this mat so they're not sitting on the ice, and they had 4 little seats. So we know there was 4 people left at this point. And I don't think what clothing belonged to who matters. It was just, we know there's 4. And 15 meters away from this den was Yuri Kree's knife, or just the sheath.
Conflicting account
Yes.
whether the knife was even present.
Originally, just the sheath was found. In the final investigation, they say the knife was found. No mention of the sheath, just like the knife was found.
So it's either just the sheath or just the knife? People don't know.
I think it's either sheath or it was sheath with a knife.
Exactly, yes.
It would be with the knife, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people make a huge deal out of this. It could be. I think they just couldn't find the knife. It's really deep snow.
And there's also a lot of people saying different things.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they might have heard it and be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff.
It's bureaucratic hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they couldn't find it, but they like wanted to like wrap it up, they could have been like, yeah, we found the knife.
So they went to different directions? Is that what's kind of happening?
Yes.
Like the 3 went up and then they went...
It's like southwest. So it is like south and then a little back towards the dead mountain, but not like all the way. They stopped at the ravine.
But they separated.
Yes.
Yeah, there was the one crew that
distance.
tried to go back for the tent, and then the other that had the snow den idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we don't know in what order this happened or if those happened at the same time.
Yeah, and they also could have been like, oh, let's go get the supplies from the tent. You guys get the snow den.
Maybe it was a split up, divide and conquer
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
I will say I forgot to mention something back in the first episode. With their footprints, they do diverge. But they all come back to the cedar.
So they must have set that as like, just come back to this.
I guess.
I mean, do your task, and then this is where we meet.
Yeah, but I think like the fire would be like the first thing you do.
Yeah.
Because they walk a little more than a mile to the cedar. It takes minutes to get frostbite.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like fire, but they diverged before that. It's so weird.
Yeah, they must have been trying to do like a split your tasks
Yeah.
Dan Dory thing. Like that's the term for it, Dan Dory, splitting your tasks to do work efficiently. So somebody's trying to do one thing while another group is trying to do another, and they get it done faster and then converge again.
Very good comrade energy.
It is, yeah.
Which they do say a lot, like in their writings, like
Uh-huh.
a good comrade would do this. Yeah, so they may or may not have found the knife. So we think this was the knife that cut the branches, cut the clothing. As far as we know, there was only one knife. And this was under this snow den. Like they found the bottom of it 3 or 2.5 meters down. That's 8 feet. You can see a little guy here standing, and then the top of the den.
Yeah, that's well over his head.
Yeah.
Yes.
The amount that they had to dig through.
I read 3 meters, and in my head translated it as 3 feet. I'm like, no.
No, that's more than 3 feet.
But it's like close enough. That you can like be like, well, not 3 feet.
No.
No, 3 feet is nowhere close, but it's 3 times 3 feet.
Yeah, so crazy amount of work.
Yards. So I was thinking yards for a second. We have 3 yards.
Yeah, 3
is
yards would
close.
be about the same.
Close, yeah.
But they did that.
The dumb Americans.
So 15 meters away is the knife,
Yeah.
which is much farther. But 6 meters away from this den, just a little further down the ravine, they find the last 4 bodies.
That's where they are.
So they don't die in the den, which is so interesting. They die on the bed of the ravine.
What were they doing in the ravine? Like they made the den.
Oh no. And like they could have survived.
Yeah, I think staying in the den would have been the best shot at getting out of this.
They would not have died of hypothermia if they had stayed in the den. Crazy.
All that work to make the den, and then they
Yes.
don't use it, or they go out of it stupidly and never return.
Yeah, something could have happened.
Something could have happened.
Yeah.
So they find Luda first. She's the one kind of on her knees. Like there's a ledge, like a little waterfall. And she's like resting her head
So
on the
it's
ledge.
water?
Yeah, there's water now because it's summertime.
So it was
It's like a big
nothing there.
snowmelt thing.
Yeah. Allegedly, there was no running water February when they would have died.
So like would it have been like ice or like
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's just layers and layers of snow, and then when
I'm just looking at this picture and I'm like,
Yeah. This is a really great 3D picture from this guy. He did a great job. There's like different angles.
yeah,
I think I added like 3 pictures. But yeah, about 2.5 meters under the snow, Luda's head was found. Like the avalanche probe bumped into her head. So 2.5, that's more than 6 feet.
Yeah.
Very
so
deep snow.
Deeply under the snow.
Like they had searched the ravine back in February, March. So it makes sense that they didn't find them.
And this is just a naturally low part of the earth where the water is collecting and running. So
Yes.
more snow probably would have collected down at the bottom there.
Exactly. I'm smiling because Mango's here. Not.
No, we're not smiling at the fate of these humans. Mango's just making it kind of funny.
Yeah, he was about to zoom.
Yeah.
No, I thought he was about to hit the light.
Yeah, don't swat at
But
that,
no, he was
Mango.
just licking his foot. He was just licking his foot.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
He was going to knock the light over.
Yeah. One of these days it's going to happen. We're going to be recording something and there's going to be a kitty disaster.
Well, luckily, I mean, it's over carpet for the most part. It's
Yeah.
better than like hardwood floor.
Yeah, that's true.
It's pretty idiot proof.
Yeah, so Ludo was found first. Here's a different angle. And then the 3 remaining boys were found on top of that ledge, kind of huddled together like they were sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in the den, though. It's very confusing. Sasha's in the middle. Alexander has his arm around him like they were huddling for warmth or just like, I'm going to protect you.
Yeah.
Obviously, the one remaining. The one closest to Ludo would have been Thibaut. So they were the bodies were removed from the site before the investigator even got there. So it's not documented, but to be fair, they're in running water.
Yeah.
In one of the testimonies, they say it's fast running water. So
Fast
they were
running water.
decaying fast.
Yeah.
But to be fair, one of the witnesses, one of the search party members was like, the investigators were so impatient. They didn't even want to look at the bodies. Like they looked like they were over it.
Yeah, if they're already like fudging things about the knife,
Yeah.
like let's just get this over with. Maybe they're just done with it.
Yeah.
So we may never know.
Just another angle. No new information, just another picture. Oh, they might have. So their autopsies, I think, were done by a separate person, which you don't really want to do because different people, different examiners will notice different things.
That's true.
This might have been the same one who did Rustem, because I know his was different than the others because the autopsy person mentioned he was under a hardened ice. But like the other ones, no one mentions whether they were on ice or not. Like it determines like your body heat and how the snow melts or whatever. So was he the only one laying on a bed of ice or did the others just not mention it? That's why you don't want to do more than one medical examiner. So Luda, found May 5th. Cause of death, trauma to the chest.
To the chest.
She was wearing short sleeve shirt, long sleeve shirt, 2 sweaters. One of them was uricrese and it was tested and found to be radioactive.
Radioactive. That's an interesting angle.
Yes.
I did not anticipate that. But again, with the meteorology possibly meaning missiles, interesting.
So she was wearing underwear, 1 long pair of socks, 2 pairs of socks on top of that, and 1 unmatched sock. 2 pairs of pants. The external pair were damaged by fire. So was there the first fire with the Uris, with the fire under the tent, or was this a separate fire? I don't know. Also with no shoes, but she had a sweater cut in half, wrapped around 1 foot, and another sweater that was meant to be wrapped around her other foot, but it wasn't quite wrapped. So this could have been disturbed after the fact. But some of the clothes she was wearing did not belong to her. I could not find who they belonged to, but like her shirt, the white sweater, the cotton white sweater. So she's wearing someone else's clothes. This is where it gets really weird.
Uh-oh.
So she had like symmetrical injury to her chest. Like her heart like ruptures or something. But like obviously it was force damage. Like they compared it to a car crash.
Weird.
Yes.
How could that have happened?
I don't know. I will say an avalanche can do that.
Huh?
There's no evidence of an avalanche to me. Like people say, oh, there was an avalanche on top of the tent. They do not die in the tent.
There's nobody in the tent. That couldn't have been it.
They're the furthest from the tent.
Yeah. And they're supposed to be in their den, which is the other weird thing. And they're not in the den they spent all that time making. So something else must have brought them out there. They needed something or they had to get away from something. And then
I don't know.
God knows what.
The weirdest thing is they're laid out like they're sleeping.
Yeah.
Some people say there may have been like 2 dens and this den just didn't survive.
Yeah, they had a den failure.
Yeah. Maybe the den fell on top of them.
That could be it. Maybe they tried to make another and it failed. And
Maybe.
some injuries were sustained from the collapse of that
But they would have
den.
stayed in there first then. Or the other den.
Yes.
They would have been fine.
Exactly. And like, there's no mat here.
Mm-hmm.
Some people theorize like, oh, they made 2 dens, like 4 other people were still alive somewhere.
Yeah, what could have like crushed the chest?
Yeah.
That's driving me nuts.
Yeah, she died of massive hemorrhage to the heart, the right atrium. So she was alive when this happened. And the medical examiner said she would have lived maybe a couple minutes after this.
So something traumatic happened. Well,
happened there.
Yeah, it couldn't have happened anywhere else. She wouldn't have had time to crawl there. Or...
Yes. Well, they did say like the 10 to 20 minutes after the whatever impact happened. And there are some people who get into a car crash and they can still like talk and walk, but like their body's failing and they're going to die in the next few minutes.
So it's also like adrenaline too. Like
that's true.
Adrenaline's.
Yeah,
I've seen that before. I've heard that happens where people just like get out of the car and then just drop dead.
Yeah. So she could have walked, but 20 minutes doesn't get you from the tent to the ravine.
Yeah. No.
Her crime scene photo is one of the ones I accidentally stumbled upon. Hers is the most gruesome.
It sounds like it would be.
Well, it's not even like the chest. Like her,
she's also in the water too, so she was getting rapidly.
Yeah, they have like bathwater skin.
Yeah,
but she's missing her eyes, her nose, and her upper lip, which is just a gruesome sight.
Yeah.
Like my heart dropped. Like there was like a human reaction, like this is a dead body. You can't go near it. So I'm spacing out. I'm dissociating. What was I saying? So this probably happened post-mortem after her death. It's probably animals. They're chewing like the softest part of your face. So it's not nefarious. Some people try to make it nefarious.
Yeah, I don't think it would be nefarious.
No.
It's like when you hear about people who die in their house with their dog and the dog just scavenges them and it goes for the face first. Like it sounds evil when it's put that way.
But when you're hungry. But people do it too when they're starving.
Yeah, and then it makes total sense.
There's been cases of cannibalism when you start eating just whatever you can get.
And then that's the easiest thing to eat. It's the softest part of your face. So
Oh my God.
Disgusting, but it makes sense.
But it couldn't have been done by the water?
It wasn't like eroded. It was like bitten.
Okay.
I assume. Her tongue is also missing. People try to make a big deal out of this as well. But it was probably an animal.
Yeah, just another soft, fleshy organ.
Yeah.
Easy pickings.
Because like the muscle of her tongue is also, I'm sorry, this is so gross, is also missing. I don't know if that means anything. But there was like a dark brown mucus like mass in her stomach. Some people say this is blood. Like her tongue was ripped out while she was alive. She swallowed blood. We do not know if this was even blood. I feel like the examiner would have said, this is blood.
Yeah, you would know blood if you saw it, I think, if you're doing an autopsy.
Exactly.
But it's just described as a mucus-like substance, so maybe they didn't know what it was. Maybe that's the mystery here.
They're so vague in the autopsy reports.
It's so clear they just wanted this done with and they didn't care how detailed they were.
Yeah. Yeah, ribs broken. She had a bruise on her thigh. And we've had some like cuts on the thigh with the 2 Uris, but I think that's from falling out of a tree.
Yeah.
Just like bruise on the thigh though. And she's pretty warmly dressed. She has clothes from other people, but no shoes. So Thibault found next to her May 5th. His cause of death was a pressure fracture to the base of his skull. That would have killed him, but he died of hypothermia first.
Okay.
He was wearing a canvas fur hat, a wool hat, a shirt, wool sweater, fur jacket, wool gloves, not on, but in his pocket. There is that thing of paradoxical undressing. Like you get so cold, you get hot.
Yeah, I do hear that happens.
Yeah. Some people are like, oh, that's not a real thing. That's not proven. And then some people are like, that only happens when you're like at the end stages of hypothermia. I feel this every time it's winter. I try to like, I'm outside, I'm making my little snowman. I get so sweaty and I'm take off my jacket. I'm like, I feel better. And my mom's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I feel like that's happened to me too. I remember that as a kid.
Yeah.
Exact same thing. When snow days would happen and all those layers would be on. And at first you're like thankful for them because you're out in the snow, but then you start sweating. And I never got what that was, but that would be it.
So this is not unusual to me.
Yeah.
Also, they had a den, so he was probably warmed up, if they even made it inside the den. Yeah, so gloves, he was wearing underwear, sweatpants, cotton pants, ski pants, wool socks, and felt boots. So he's the one with the missing pair of boots. And they're Vilinki boots, which are like they kind of look like Uggs. Like they're a traditional Russian boot.
Yeah, I can picture Russians wearing
Yeah.
those.
And I think these are the ones that like fit in the skis. So like you don't have to wear your ski boots.
They're
that's-
multi-purpose.
Yes. They're very nice. And he wore 2 watches on his left arm.
So he had someone else's watch?
Yes. Okay. So one stopped at 8:14 and the other stopped at 8:39. If he lived more than a day after whatever happened in the tent, he did not wind these watches like 15 minutes apart. So we know whoever's other watch that was still alive the same time he was.
Yeah, someone else would have wound that watch, because if you're wearing both the watches and you're winding those watches, you wind them at the same time, right?
Yes. I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah.
I get distracted.
Yeah.
So we think that they did not last. Like you find them so much later, like 2 months later, they have warmer clothing, they have the nice den. You think, oh, hopefully they lived longer. Like if they'd only just been found earlier. But we think that like everything happened within a day.
Yeah, which is very strange to think about, considering they had made the den.
Yes.
And that would have saved them, but they did not seemingly use it.
So his injuries, the massive, just crushed to the skull.
Yeah.
This was very interesting to the investigators. They had like an interview with the medical examiner. They were asking if she said that I think it's a she. I keep saying a she. The examiner said that this could not have been done by like a rock in a hand, which was like a specific question the investigators asked.
So they thought that might have been what happened.
Yeah.
And they're trying to debunk that.
Yeah, they still think like there's a perpetrator. She said this can happen from a fall, not from like his height fall, but like a fall off the ravine. But this would have concussed him. He's unconscious. He's going to die within hours. So someone could have dragged him up to where he died. I don't think that's likely. He's a big guy. I don't see that happening. So I think whatever happened where they all were laying. But Sasha and Luda have like the chest injuries. We haven't gotten to Sasha yet. But they both have like the very car crash physical impact. And the others around them don't. So they probably got that somewhere else. Like, I don't know. It's just so confusing.
It's like they all came to the scene with something sustained already, but then some of them got something even worse while they were there.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's like, how do you even piece this together? There's so many questions it begs of like, what could have happened?
But the thing about his skull injury, the medical examiner said this could have happened if he was thrown or jettisoned, or like she used they use the weirdest phrases, like you just have the picture of like a Yeti throwing a person.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but about the bodies, like some people think they were planted. Like the military or government or whatever found them first. Were done like figuring out whatever was happening and just placed them there so they could be found.
I could see the planting theory. Some people would go there because they are just all sort of conveniently in the same place. That's not seemingly a place that they would be naturally, having made the den. So I could see why somebody would think, all right, somebody moved them there and left them to be found.
It's very weird. So he's not as well dressed, but pretty well dressed. Bit bruised up, except for the huge skull fracture. Sasha, found the same day, May 5th, cause of death, also trauma to the chest. So he was wearing 2 hats, a scarf, a long sleeve shirt, a sweater, a coat, but the coat had like 2 top buttons unbuttoned. So he was feeling warm, paradoxically, or because he was in a den, I don't know. Underwear, 2 pairs of pants, skiing pants, a pair of socks, and leather boots. So these are kind of like Timberlands from my research. These type of, like they were good outdoor shoes.
Yeah, more of like a mountain hiking boot.
Yes, but they weren't like the nice snow boot.
Yeah, wouldn't be fit for the skis or anything.
Yeah, and he had a camera around his neck. Was he already wearing the camera? Did he intentionally pick up the camera when he fled the tent? Or because he's one of the most well-dressed, he's one of the ones with shoes on, was he outside of the tent at the time?
Begs the question.
Also, like, why didn't he just get rid of a camera at some point when you're running?
Yeah. Why keep it?
Yeah, and there's no film in the camera.
Yeah, it's heavy.
There is, but because the film was in running water, the entire thing's ruined.
That does destroy it.
Yeah.
Which adds to the planting theory, like just conveniently stick his camera in the water. It's all the evidence gone.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
It is.
Yeah, so his eyeballs are missing as well, and like the soft tissue around his face, most likely an animal. Okay, on dyatlovpass.com, if you click on a link that says Zolotov's camera, an uncensored picture of the autopsy, or like not autopsy, but like the criminal, an uncensored picture will show up. Be careful out there.
Yeah, don't go there if you're not prepared.
Yeah, prepare yourself. So very similar not wound, but like impact injury as Luda. His, though, was on one side. I will say he was laying on his side. I don't know how injuries work. They were laid in different positions, but it's like whatever happened to them at the same time, but like they were hit differently.
Mm-hmm.
It is that way, isn't it? Where the injuries are in different places, even though it's the same kind of thing happening, obviously. Oh my gosh. So the person doing the autopsy, they were also like had to do an interview because the investigators would ask specific questions. They're asking about the type of chest trauma, and they said kind of like the shockwave of a bomb. Oh no! Back to this.
Yeah.
They specifically said just like a shockwave.
A shockwave. Yeah, that is an explanation for this blunt trauma, seemingly. Some kind of like shell shock thing.
They said that's familiar.
Yeah, a bomb. And the radiation that was also found.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Alexander's is also radiated. So Alexander, the last to be found, died of hypothermia. So next to him are 3 people with very violent deaths.
And he just froze.
Yes.
Interesting. So,
and was he the one who was cuddling him?
Yes.
Yeah, he was cuddling him.
So he was wearing a sleeveless shirt, long sleeve shirt, sweater, the waistband of which was tested to be radioactive. Mm-hmm. A fleece sweater, ski jacket, zipper unzipped. So he was also feeling warm, but there were holes and like burnt edges on like the sleeves. And there were tears. There were tears on the right sleeve, like burns on the left sleeve. Mm-hmm. He was wearing light pants, shorts, ski pants, canvas pants. One of those pants, it's just called trousers. The bottom of them were also irradiated. So I don't know if it was like the butt of the pants bottom or like the bottom legs of the pants. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I immediately thought pant legs, but it could be either. It's true. It's vague wording.
Yeah. He also had some stuff in his pocket, a box of matches again, a wool sock. Of course, those are soaked because he's been in water.
Yeah.
He had wool socks in his pocket, which is crazy too. Like they have, because Luda doesn't have shoes.
Mm-hmm. But he had extra socks that he wasn't giving.
Exactly. I don't understand.
Yeah, there was something there.
The socks had slight fire damage, so that kind of matches up with other fire damaged socks, probably from the cedar immediately warming up their toes.
Yeah.
Allegedly. He had 3 light socks on his left foot and more socks on his right foot. And he had no shoes. So he didn't even put on the socks himself. So they were warm enough.
Yeah.
And he's the one who had a bandage on his left ankle. Igor's ankles were also injured. This is like a makeshift bandage, like something you would see in the army. So maybe Sasha helped him out. We don't know if there's similar injuries to Igor's or if this just happened earlier in the hike. We don't know. But because it's makeshift, makes me think it happened after this incident.
Could be.
Mm-hmm. And like they could have returned to the tent where the first aid kit was.
Yeah.
But they can't or won't. They're too afraid to, or they physically can't get back to it.
Yeah, because this all started with this like rapid evacuation of the tent. That's what caused all the hell to break loose. So whatever happened to them after, the first thing that got them in a tizzy happened at the tent.
Yes.
And that's where I still like have no idea.
I don't.
That's just the mystery, isn't it?
Yeah. So he was mostly uninjured, but his soft tissue was also like eaten away by scavenger animals after the fact. His nose may have been crushed. I mean, it was crushed, but we don't know if this was from like a broken nose from a fist. But like his like nostrils were flattened and like his nose wasn't broken, but it was like the cartilage was like more flexible than it should be. Mm-hmm. So crushed nostrils, bendy nose. I don't know what that could say, but and a deformed neck.
Deformed neck.
18-year-old me looking into this for the first time was so caught up on whatever this deformed neck meant. So I went looking at the uncensored crime scene photos. Yeah. So I've been traumatized 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
Only once on purpose. It's literally just, Obviously, his neck is broken.
Just a broken neck.
Yeah, it's like at an odd angle. And just obviously, this is broken.
Yeah.
They could have
Like,
just said that.
Exactly. You would just say broken neck, not deformed. Like, that makes me imagine something much stranger than just
Did they
neck.
imagine it happened afterwards or something that might have been before?
Good question.
Because that wasn't his cause of death. Like, usually a broken neck would just kill you. But
Or you can live through it a little bit and then maybe the cold. But they didn't mention it as much.
no.
Yeah. They also say in the autopsy he wasn't injured.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, he was, though.
Yeah, if his neck was broken, that's an obvious injury that they would just
Yeah.
gloss over to say no injury.
I assume after death, then.
Yeah.
I assume.
Could be.
But also 1959, it's forensic science, not as good.
Not the greatest
today.
forensics.
I wrote at the bottom. Their postmortem.
Uh,
The autopsy says so.
In 1959.
In 1959.
always take it with a grain of salt.
It could have been.
Yeah. So he's pretty warm. Should have survived. So when they bring the bodies up from the ravine, the little search party, because it's a difficulty 3 hike, they were having helicopters drop and pick up searchers.
Yeah.
Thankfully, or gratefully loaned to them by the local Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
So allegedly, when they brought the bodies up and they were like getting them ready to be transported back to wherever you go to do autopsies, a lab, apparently the pilots refused to take them on board.
There was something that just freaked them out, or is it like against their? Is there some regulation about taking a corpse that's too or something?
Later, they say they had orders not to take them.
Oh,
I know.
that points to a conspiracy.
Some people think they knew they were radioactive before they were even found. Like, they had orders before a helicopter took off. Before they were tested, before they were even found, they knew they were radioactive. If this is the reason why they didn't want to pick them up.
Yeah.
But we do know for a fact that they did not want to pick them up, and they have to like try like 4 times to like be able to get these bodies in a helicopter. Yeah. So the phone operator, we have a whole bunch of their transcripts. He was like, "This is outrageous. This is a scandal. They're such bad communists. I'm furious. I want to report this to the party." So this happened. But besides the rumors of radioactivity, other possibilities would have been like, oh, these are just dead bodies. Like, these particular pilots were like, oh, I don't want to, like, these aren't in proper bags or whatever, like superstitious, or like disease. Because the phone operator or radio operator did say like, they're in bags, like it's healthy, like it's hygienic is what he says. So eventually, in reply, I assume from the Air Force, the Major General of Aviation of the region.
Or it's going to go to TV.
So in reply to why the heck are these pilots not taking these dead bodies? They're decaying rapidly. We need to do an autopsy. In reply, they say the helicopter commander refused to evacuate. His explanation was he had an order from the Major General of Aviation, the guy who lent them the helicopters, that he was not to pick up the bodies unless they were in 10 coffins.
10 coffins was the specific request. So he wanted something metallic. And that makes me think it is about radiation, right?
Yeah.
Because that would stop the radiation leaking.
Yes. And these are in the official case files. These are official transcripts. I mean, I didn't read the original Russian. These are all translated.
Yeah.
But, like, I trust this
Yeah.
more than the witness testimonies.
It seems a little more official.
Yes. But he also says, like, you can put them in waterproof tarpaulin covers, whatever that is. Like, it's waterproof.
I guess those are just like the blue tarps. Or...
Yes, yeah. So he says it should exclude any infection.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like the Russian infection means like disease specifically, or if it also could mean infected by radiation.
It could be an umbrella term type thing
Yeah.
where that could also mean the same thing.
This was top secret. I think this came out later. Like the case, when the case was closed, it was sealed. And they had to open it later, I think in the 90s, and like more information came out. This is one of the things that was top secret. They just decided, for whatever reason, we needed to do radiological testing on these specific 4 victims, the last 4.
Yeah.
Just them. So they said it was to determine the reasons for the death of hikers. It is necessary to make radiological testing and solve the issue of radioactive contamination of hikers' clothing.
So they were trying to solve this mystery.
Yeah.
Why that might have happened.
Yeah, I don't think this is a grand conspiracy.
No, they just wanted to know.
Yeah, but they knew they were radioactive before asking them to be tested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, did they have, like, the beep, beep, beep radio?
They must have. They had like a Geiger counter.
Yeah.
that
Well,
was reacting to them.
they do stuff up there, and they just didn't. They already know, like,
Maybe.
military testing happens there. Or, like, it's going to be radioactive.
Maybe, yeah. They could have, like, been like, oh, this might have been us. We should
I wonder.
try to figure it out.
Because like we talked about, Russia's just pockmarked with all these sites where they're testing nuclear nonsense and stuff goes wrong all the time. So they would probably have that equipment anywhere they're going, just out of this.
It's just weird to, like, bring it on a search party.
Yeah,
But also, like, there's background radiation all the time.
that's true.
Yeah.
Potassium 40.
I wonder if they were thinking of like you know that thing about the missing bomb that's like off the East Coast, like off Tybee Island, where they just lost a bomb, like a nuclear weapon.
yeah.
And no one has ever found it. I bet that happened in Russia all the time. And I wonder if they're thinking of those things just out there in the snow. And
Probably. And they're like, we're just not going to write it down.
yeah, like we can't tell anybody about it, but we know they're out there, and we got to have our Geiger counters in case we come upon one by mistake.
Yeah. So there's natural radiation. Our bodies have radiation. They did a control study where car crash victims, like, their heart has radiation after their death. Why? I don't know. They have, like, high radiation in their heart. I don't get it.
No idea why that could be.
Just a quick graph to remind us what clothing was radioactive. So the waistband of the sweater worn by Alexander, owned by Alexander, was 5,600 counts per minute. And you do not want to go above 5,000 counts per minute.
So it's kind of right on that edge of dangerous.
Yes. This is after washing, though. So
Yeah, because they're nerving. Water
Yeah.
is going over them.
yes, exactly. So washing, it's confusing to, like, think of, like, using soap and water to wash radiation out. But
Yeah.
it was like, according to Russia's standards, an item that has been washed 3 hours with soap and water should be less than 5,000 counts per minute. They've been gone months. They've been in this river supposedly months.
So how high might that number have been when they were
Yes.
first exposed to the radiation? You'd have to think pretty high.
The examiner said many times higher.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Which means there's a 9,000 one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the trousers worn by Alexander, owned by Alexander, 5,000 counts per minute. So there, about. The sweater that Luda wore, I think it was the one she was wearing. I don't think it was the one around her feet. It was owned by Yuri Cree. And that one was 9,900 counts per minute.
That
Counts
got a
per-
heavier dose.
Yes. And they did test, like, their skin. Of course, this is like sample sizes. So parts of your skin or clothing could be more irradiated than others, but their skin and stuff isn't radiated. Yeah. Pop quiz. Who worked at a nuclear site?
Oh, we know one of these people did. Let's see.
You worked at one, George.
Yeah, Yuri Cree.
Yeah, you're agree.
He worked at a secret nuclear facility.
He's the one who had the very irradiated sweater.
Yeah, seems to line up.
Who else?
We did have another one that worked in one of these places. I don't know if
If
we
you didn't write
made a
it
note
down.
of it. Yeah, there is another one. I remember there was another one.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
Yeah, didn't get that detail,
I
I
don't
think.
think so. It is Alexander.
All right, so that's both of the people who had
I
items that
I
were
do which one?
irradiated.
Which Alexander?
You wrote down Secret Institute.
Because
Yeah,
it's
so-
always said was like, yeah, his boss
Just
was
didn't
like-
use the word nuclear. So
Yeah.
So they both worked around radiation.
Uh-huh.
Yuri Cree was at that site that had the nuclear, not meltdown, but like,
something as big as Chernobyl just
Yes.
didn't kill as many humans.
yes, nuclear waste malfunction.
Yeah.
So it's possible he was there at the time. And this is leftover radiation.
True.
That would be a ton of radiation, though.
Yeah, just to carry around for all that time, like the
Yes.
whole hike he was on
Yeah.
would have been wearing this radiated thing. That could not have been
Yes.
good for him.
And I think that happened like 2 years before this.
yeah, so there's no
Yeah.
way.
Like, even
Yeah.
if he was like, like plutonium, because it was a plutonium plant,
Yeah.
was spilled on him, I don't think it would last this long. I don't know,
No.
though.
Yeah, he would be
Well, he probably would have
irradiated.
washed it and
Yeah. I think
So-
plutonium's like serious stuff, though.
I think so. I think that's like the most radioactive stuff there is.
I know it's near the bottom of the periodic table.
Yeah, you'd have to get to like the real exotic matter to be heavier than that. But that would be insane if he was irradiated that long at that amount since that disaster.
Yeah.
So that can't be. That can't be the source of this radiation, right?
Yes. So the
Very unlikely, at least.
yes. The investigators do another interview with the medical examiner, and they ask specifically, could this be from people working at a nuclear facility? And she said, yes, but highly unlikely. This looks more like radioactive dust. Or maybe the investigators asked specifically if it was radioactive dust.
So radioactive dust as opposed to just radiation waves.
Yes.
So some kind of debris.
Yeah, like they were coated with something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I should have researched radiation.
Yeah, see what
and
kind of
plutonium.
Yeah, if we knew that, like what kind of thing creates this radioactive dust, whether it's an exploding bomb or some kind of other disaster type thing. I think we have a cat playing with a ping pong. Yeah, it's Stuart. It's Stuart. He's right underneath us. I was like, what is that sound? Did I drop my cap? No, it's in my hand.
So the investigators ask what would be the degree of contamination of these objects if you take into account that the fact that they were running in water for about 15 days.
Yeah.
How long had they been in the water?
2 months.
Months in the water.
Why do they say 15 days? They were planted.
Yeah, it's a plant.
This could be a mistake because I think the first group of bodies was found about 15 days after they initially were supposed to send that telegram. It's not since like the search began though, but this 15 number could have been in their head. They do be making a lot of number mistakes in this case.
It's true.
Yeah.
Could be a mistake. Could be they found them much earlier. Did whatever, found out they were radioactive, planted them as conspiracy territory.
I mean, that's what makes this so frustrating.
It is.
None of the numbers line up, and we don't know
No.
why, whether it was just purpose, bad math, or just dumb mistakes.
Yeah.
Or it just makes it so frustrating because we don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, it's weird that they knew or suspected or tested that they were radioactive to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like somehow they must have known.
does that?
And then they're just acting like, oh, well, just for safety's sake, let's do a radioactive test. Like, no, that's so specific. You knew.
Yeah.
And that's suspicious as hell to me.
I put the celestial phenomenon. I would have put it in the theory section. I didn't because they included it in the case files.
So they witnessed something in the sky.
Yes. I want you to remember this picture.
Looks like a jellyfish or something.
So this is in the sky. This is something
Yeah.
in the sky. How would you describe this for our audio listeners?
So what we're looking at here is this picture of a strange apparition in the sky. It's sort of a ring of light with this sort of orb of light right next to it.
Like Ben said, it looks like a jellyfish.
It does
in
look
the
a bit
sky.
like a jellyfish.
That's a great description.
Uh-huh.
It's going to sound a little familiar.
Uh-oh.
So I put all of these that pertain to a celestial phenomenon all in chronological order.
Interesting.
So in a local worker newspaper article, so this is like the actual newspaper clipping in the case file, they were witness to something on February 17th at 6:55 a.m. So they saw a glowing ball that was about the size of the moon, and it had a very bright core, and a flash appeared inside it, and the ball became visible. It began to glow more intensely and was enshrouded in a luminous cloud, elongated toward the south. The cloud spread to the whole eastern part of the sky. Shortly thereafter, a second outbreak occurred. It looked like a sickle of the moon. And in the center, there remained a luminous point. And this one moved northeast, east, would have been in the direction of the mountains. And at its greatest height, above the horizon, 30 degrees, yada, yada, yada. And eventually it faded and fell apart. They thought it was connected to like a satellite falling. We got the satellites in the sky now. But they checked the radio. Everything's fine.
So no reported accident with a satellite. No real explanation as far as they know for what this might be in the sky.
So February 17th.
February 17th, they see this.
This is after February 2nd when the Dyatlov group died.
Yeah.
This is before they were found, though.
Yeah, this is before is this before the expedition to find them takes off?
Yes.
So this is right before.
Yes. So this is the local prosecutor, so like the investigator on the case. This is an interview with someone who had a sighting of a celestial phenomenon. And this, he says, happened he's like from a local village, but it's same like the middle of February, he says, at approximately 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. His wife sees something outside and she knocked at the window and shouted to me and said, "Look at this light bulb, it's flying and turning." So he jumps up out of bed and he goes to the porch and he sees a large glowing ball flying away to the north. So coming from the south in the direction of the mountains. It was the size of the sun over the moon. It was like a bright sun in a fog, and it seemed to be constantly changing and like alternating. And there was lights of red and green. And at the same time, there was like a white halo that maintained around the ball.
So this is a separate account, but describing clearly the same thing.
Yes.
All around the same time.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, this is more. Yeah, it went along the Ural Ridge from the south to the north.
You're right over these mountains where this happened.
Yep. And it happened within a few seconds. But also, I jumped out of bed, so I might be not remembering correctly. That's what he says.
So is he maybe attributing it to be like, oh, maybe I was still dreaming, or?
I think he was just saying he didn't know how long the time was.
Maybe, yeah. Because we know it was real. We know it wasn't something he
Yes.
Because there was two witnesses, his wife and him.
Yeah, there was a real other witness.
Yeah, I mean, now another witness. Now another one.
I think this is just another, Oh, wait, no, this is the prosecutor interviewing the junior prosecutor. So this is on February 17th at 6 o'clock. The junior prosecutor says that he was on duty. From the south appears a large ball, and it's enveloped in a fog. There's a big circle, and it was moving across the sky. The ball then increased, then decreased its brightness, and it was hidden in the fog, and there was only that one luminous dot. And periodically, the luminous point would like form into a sphere, and it seemed to push the fog away. And then it would hide in the fog. And the impression was created that the ball itself radiated and moved very slowly and had a high altitude and was visible for 10 minutes and then disappeared into the north as if it melted away.
Wow.
So this guy says 10 minutes.
10 minutes, this happened.
The previous guy did jump out of bed. So he probably saw the last few seconds.
Yeah, that probably was like the last chance to see it. But this guy saw the whole event.
February 17th, probably the day this happened.
Yeah.
Another interview. This is March 9th, though. So
a different date.
This is an interview with Alexander's father. This is much later.
Yeah.
But has groups from the same sports club that his son was a part of, and they were, I guess, telling stories.
Yeah.
He does not remember who this group was. There is a specific group that was in the region as the Dyatlov group. They passed each other. They took photos together. They were friends. So they were actually in the region. So I think it's that group. They said to Alexander's father one day in March that there was an extremely bright glow of some kind of a rocket or projectile that like made them come out of their tents to go look at it.
Yeah.
Not frantically, though. It's just a light. And the glow was so strong that some of the hikers that were already inside the tent and were getting ready to go to sleep were alarmed by the glow, went out of the tent, observed this phenomenon, and after a while, they heard a sound like a strong thunder from far away. And he said, I don't remember their names, but you can find these people and ask them about it.
Wow.
That's what...
That's just what he said.
That's what Alexander said, or Alexander's father said. So he does not believe the avalanche story either.
No.
Brought this picture back because it's going to be important later. So this is, I believe, a military report, or a police report to the police station. So this guy says on the 17th of February, local time, 6 hours, 50 minutes, a not unnatural phenomenon appeared in the sky, whatever that means. It would look like a moving star with a tail, and the tail looked like dense cirrus clouds. So like, those are the ones that are high up and wispy.
Yeah, the really long wispy ones.
Yes. And then it's moving, it's swelling, it's getting bigger. Then inside the ball, the star caught fire, from which a first crescent was formed, and then a small ball formed, not so bright, and it began to fade gradually, becoming a blurry spot. It disappeared altogether within, I think that's like 10 minutes, and a star moved from the south to the northeast. Same event.
There's so many accounts of this.
There's another
report. This is very well documented.
This one's the military one. Like a whole, like a squadron's not the right technical word, but like a whole group of military guys sees this one.
Yeah.
And at the end, I think this one did not happen on February 17th. It happened March 31st. So later. Yeah. So this is like this happens a lot.
Well, if they're testing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's some kind of secret weapon or some kind of space.
You test it multiple times and it just keeps crashing and try to figure out how to make it not crash.
Yeah.
Yep. So at the end of this military guy's report, he explains a very similar phenomenon. He said, it would be nice to clarify whether a new type of meteorological accident crashed over the ridge/area, crossed ridge out area. This part is also crossed out. Launched on the Urals on the evening of the 1st of February.
So that's like redacted information or just
he crossed it out like it's handwritten.
Yeah.
Because if it was redacted, we wouldn't probably see it.
We wouldn't know what it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but he's correcting himself somehow, just thinking he needs to be a little more vague.
Yeah, whatever happened March 31st. So not the one we've had witnesses to, but a very similar instance. He's asking, is this similar to the meteorological accident that happened February 1st? February 2nd is when the Dyatlov Pass accident happened.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a line of evidence toward something occurring on the 1st, right before that.
Yes.
That
allegedly, this is like one of the only places that says this, and it's crossed out. But I will say,
and he also could have had the date wrong too.
They do be getting the date wrong sometimes.
Clearly, that's been happening through the whole thing.
Yeah, but he also says it comes from the southeast, and it went behind the ridge at height 880 meters. Mm-hmm. Guess what level their tent was found
that's
at?
exactly what it was. Yeah,
exactly.
I remember that number.
Okay, so I found a map of all of the tests. Like this is on dyatlovpass.com, so I didn't make it, but these are all like the military places that were like testing during this time frame. So this was made by like a modern person on the internet, so I don't know how accurate it is. I did like Wikipedia confirm it. Mm-hmm. Take that with a little bowl of salt.
It's also probably not all of them.
Exactly. These are like
there's probably some we don't even know about.
Yeah.
These
are like in the U.S. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
exactly.
No one knows.
So in the Ural Mountains, there is a circle with an X through it. That is the Dyatlov Pass. And the ones that we are interested in is the one closest to the Ural Mountains, directly to the west, is the I'm trying to learn Russian. Yeah. the Vershit Strategic Missile Forces Base. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that one exists. I don't think I double checked it, but there is like references and like local rumors that there is a military base nearby in the Ural Mountains.
So it's not anything that would be on the record, but enough witnesses supposedly have seen activity there that they think that's probably someplace they're testing something.
Yes. So this one down in what is now Kazakhstan.
Uh-huh.
So this would have been from the south. Things are coming from there, coming from the south, like whatever we're talking about. It is a Cosmodrome, which is like right now it's a tech company that like does spacecraft. Uh-huh. But back in the day, it was a testing ground.
That's where they would test rockets and stuff, cosmodromes.
Yes, and this one I think is where they built the first intercontinental missile.
Really? Wow.
Yes. So some people are like, this was like an early testing of that missile. I don't think those missiles are nuclear, though.
No, if it was up in the sky and they saw something like that, it wouldn't be, right?
No, but it doesn't have to be like irradiated. That could have been from something else.
It could also just be on the site. Just the site could be radioactive from other things.
Uh-huh.
So that's the one. Yeah. It was originally the Soviet Scientific Research Test Range number 5. But going back to this picture, guess what this picture is that I showed you? It's modern.
That's a modern picture?
Yes.
So that's not a picture of the witnessed events at this time. This is a modern picture of something else.
Yes.
Is that like a rocket of some kind?
It is a SpaceX launch recently in Texas.
That's like a really recent space launch. Is it like when they separate the rocket and the part that falls back to Earth? Is it that kind of thing?
I think.
That's what it makes me think of, because it looks like some part is detaching from...
Exactly, yeah.
So it's a rocket launch.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go back. I had the picture up again. So case closed, obviously. We got all the
Seems that way.
answers. So even though all of that was in their case file, they made a determination that the Dyatlov incident happened because Igor Dyatlov, as the leader of the group, made several unfortunate but deadly mistakes, such as pitching the tent where he did, and then whatever happened after.
Yeah, I mean, we still don't know what happened that made them all freak out like that.
Yeah.
But
But they also said, it is concluded that the cause of the demise was overwhelming force, which the hikers were not able to overcome. Whatever the heck that means.
yeah, God, that could mean a million things. Like a beast or a bomb or like, who knows?
No.
I also think it's weird. It says this place where the group died is considered unfit for hunting and reindeer breeding in the winter.
Yeah. So one of the theories was like the local Mansi tribe murdered them. They're a super friendly group. Like they are a pit stop for hikers who like they'll shelter them and feed them.
Yeah, so there would have been no reason for a sudden ambush.
Well, I'm thinking about it being like radioactive, so I'm like,
Oh yeah. Like if there's a fallout region.
yeah, like something like that.
Could
Like you
be.
probably don't want to eat anything right there. And reindeer are a big part of people's diets in the area, so don't breed them up there.
Could be. That's a good point. And a bunch of people were fired.
Yeah.
Like the director of the school, the secretary of the party bureau. I don't know if the city or like of the school. I'm not sure.
Just anybody connected to this expedition that ended so
Yeah.
badly, like they just get them out.
The chairman of the trade union,
Uh,
the chairman of the city union of voluntary sports societies. So like the guy who approved their paperwork.
uh,
The inspector of the union, the chairman of the board of the sports club. So the guy who like couldn't be reached at the beginning of the story,
yeah,
who like should have known.
you would think.
Yeah. So they were all fired. And some of the students did think like they should have been given more supplies. They should have been given better equipment.
Oh, we just lost that
Yeah,
camera. It looks like.
now he's gonna go into the theories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do that later. So I guess we'll catch us in the next episode about the theories. Sorry, our camera's dying and we're short on time today. But we've been recording for like almost like 3.5 hours, and it's been a lot of recording today.
Doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, it does not. It's been going by
I'm in
pretty
the zone.
fast.
I'm locked in.
But next time we'll have theories on what we think has happened. I have been
Yes.
drawing
Oh, nice.
right here what I think. I think several things. But yeah.